20th century ushered in an era that was darkened not only by wars and conflict, but by an inexplicable surge in the number of serial killers. These individuals, driven by motives beyond ordinary comprehension, have captivated and horrified us, leaving behind trails of terror that span decades. Today, we delve into the chilling legacy of serial killers from the 1900s to the present day, each with their own grim stories and haunting notoriety. The genesis of modern serial killers can be traced back to the early 1900s, but it wasn't until the mid-century that the world truly began to see the emergence of these figures in the public consciousness. One of the most infamous of these early killers was H. Holmes, who, at the turn of the century, constructed a labyrinthine murder castle in Chicago, where he committed his gruesome deeds. Holmes is often considered America's first serial killer, and his story set a chilling precedent for those who followed. As we moved into the mid-20th century, the world saw the rise of killers like Ed Gein and Ted Bundy. Gein, whose horrific practices in the 1950s inspired numerous horror films, was known for his macabre taste in human trophies. Meanwhile, Ted Bundy's name became synonymous with charismatic evil during the 1970s. Bundy's ability to charm his victims into a false sense of security remains a chilling reminder of the duality of human nature. The late 20th century saw a parade of killers whose methods and motivations seemed to grow increasingly bizarre and complex. The Zodiac Killer, with his cryptic messages and unresolved identity, continues to baffle investigators and the public alike. Similarly, the brutal spree of Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker, left an indelible scar on California during the mid-1980s. Each killer not only left behind a legacy of horror, but also raised questions about the nature of evil and the human psyche. Moving into the 21st century, the media portrayal of serial killers has transformed. With the advent of technology and forensic advancements, many perpetrators are caught earlier, but the allure remains unchanged. Modern-day serial killers, such as the Grim Sleeper, who evaded capture for over 2 decades, showcase both the persistence of evil and the relentless quest for justice. The stories of these murderers have fueled literature, cinema, and public imagination, transforming them into cultural icons of horror. They provoke a mix of terror and curiosity, prompting society to question how such darkness can reside in the human soul. As psychologists and criminologists seek to understand the minds behind these monstrous acts, one fact remains starkly clear. The legacy of serial killers is one that continues to haunt our collective psyche. In conclusion, the century-long saga of serial killers reveals not only a history of gruesome acts, but also a mirror reflecting societal fears, curiosities, and the complexities of human nature. While the world changes, the intrigue surrounding these figures endures, serving as a reminder of the shadows that linger at the edges of civilization. As we honor the victims and strive for prevention, the lessons from this dark century remain vital in our ongoing pursuit of understanding and safety.